Right, so here we are. I have my bucket ready with some water in it. I am now going to place all of this gorgeous yarn into the bucket. She says, I'm trying to get it so that it doesn't overlap too much. There we go. And leaving the end. I'm not too worried about this end here because I would like a gradient on this. Fingers crossed it works. Okay, just make sure it's all in the water. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so here we go. I have mixed up the mystery powder. I have now decanted it into 2 little bottles because what I'd like to do today is to basically do a dump and run on this first half of the experiment. So I'm going to be placing the dye down the bottom, of course, and then I'll be coming back later to add the second coat on. Now when I sprayed it onto a piece of kitchen cloth, it has come up a blood red, but that is no guarantee, is it, that it will actually stay red. Now all the powders were mixed at the same time, all of the fluid was added at the same time, and they were all shaken. It was all shaken at the same time in a larger bottle, which is here. Okay, so I'm going to just rinse out that bottle a little bit because I'm a bit cheeky like that. Makes it a little bit easier when it comes to washing up, doesn't it? Okay, and then I am going to place this water down the bottom. Now, will it stay red or will it break into a lighter shade? I do not know, only time will tell. Right, so now I'm going to be placing on the rest of this section here. This will either be a really cool shade of red or it will break and change into something else as it comes up the yarn. Now I'm not going to move it around too much, just like I have done previously. I'm going to leave this now to soak and travel its way up, and I'll be back in 30 minutes to see what it's done. And then maybe add a bit more colour to it. Because of course we do have this second bottle. Now I've got to make sure I don't get that one confused with the purple. Okay, so now this has been sitting for 30 minutes. So it is now time to pick it up, have a quick nose. Oh, that's done a bit different to what I was expecting. Okay, and then we are going to place it back down again. Let's turn it. Oh, it's not doing what I wanted to do today. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra scoop of an extra pint of water. This is going to give us a bit more moverability for the next set of dye. Okay. So here's the second bottle. I hope. I'm just going to double check whether if I've got the right one or not. Sorry, I should say I've got two bottles on the go here that look very similar, and I can't remember which one was which. Yeah, no, that's okay. Right, so I have got the right one. So now again, I'm going to be placing some more dye down the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to now leave it for a further 30 minutes. Let's see what this does to it. Right, so here we are. We are back to see what we have got. It's looking a lot lighter at the moment on camera than what it actually is in person. And don't worry about this extra dye, it won't be wasted. You know me, too tight for that. Right, so and this is the end of this first stage. So what I'm now going to do is rinse this out. How shocking. I will be back shortly. Right, so these are the ones that were dyed in the shoebox. Of course, I followed the same steps I had done with the purple, but this time around we got a very solid colour at the start, then it goes mottled in the middle, and then it fades out. But on some sides it looks like that, and on other sides we've got blotches. Okay, so these are, although they're all dyed at the same time, they have the similar amounts of dye going through them. Some of them, as you can see, are a little bit different. So I can't wait to see what these ones hang up like today. And now I'm going to put a whole hank in of 100 grams. I'm not going to worry about doing the older dip dye thing. I'm just going to pop it in and leave that in there and see what we get at the end. Will it be a solid? Will it be a variegated? Will it be a hot pile of mess? And will it turn out brown? Only time will tell. Right, so it's been an hour. I've been back. I've stirred it once. I've been very, very good. I've not touched it. So now it's a case of taking off the lid, grabbing that yarn up, so now it's time to find that an end. I think I've got one there. Yep. Give it one last little dunk, and let's bring it out. A bit of a squidge. pop it on the tray, and now I'm going to leave that one to cool. And now it's time to show off the one that was done in the saucepan. It's all nice and cool. Oh, and it's still full of fluid. Hold on a minute. Let's drain some of that off. Quite a bit. There we go. Okay, oh, there's still quite a bit. So this is the one that was dyed in the saucepan over the cooker. I cooked it, I did. It's not done too badly. There's some definite colour differences, or shade differences I should say, but otherwise apart from that it all looks like a pretty nice, reasonably solid colourway. So now it's time to wrap this one up as well and leave it to one side for a little bit longer, and I'm going to rinse this one through the same time I do the rest. Okay, so here is my next experiment. We have got 100 grams of the DK weight cotton. I'm just going to add a drop of water so that it floats. Right, now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the leftovers. So we have a poppy maroon, we have a small amount of the poppy purple, we have the normal green, and that is it. That's what I'm playing with. What sort of mess am I going to make with these? Okay, so of course the majority of it is a green, so let's give that one a shake up. Okay, and I'm going to try and be quite equal with the amount that I'm using, she says. Oh, this is going to take forever. Forget it. We're just going to go half and half and hope for the best. Right. Okay, so and now we have a bit more of the maroon than what we than the poppy purple. And then the last bottle is of course our poppy purple. Okay. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't leave it just like that. So I have picked up the grey that I've just bought. I'm going to pop that into the lid. And now I'm going to high speckle it. That really didn't work. Okay, so high speckles doesn't work. Let's go low speckles. Add some more. And some more speckles in blue. Ooh, I'm in one of them moods today, gang. One of them moods. Wow, that grey is breaking. I will bring the camera down in a few moments for you to see. But the grey is actually broken into blues and reds. There we go, I hope you can see it. The grey here, that was the dollop of grey, has broken into yellow, blues, pinks. Yep, so we've got some yellow, blues and pinks running through here as well. That wasn't expected, but then of course I haven't looked up how to make grey using powders. So that might give us a clue at what the mix is to get the grey itself. So let's move that one to there. And then this one has also got the break in here with the different colours. Now the excessive blue is of course what I put on a few moments ago. But now it's a case of leaving these to sit and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is quite strange. The cheap tins that I bought have tarnished, so it looks like I won't be using these anymore with anything hot. Best go back to the drawing board and purchase something proper to use. So what did you think? There was definitely a mixture of different methods this week, because of course there are all the oopsies and the leftovers, right? So let's start with the very first set of hanks. Now the first set were the group of three. I best get them all three. I don't know, was it 3 or 4? Oh, I don't know, I'm lost. Okay. Okay, so we have to have a look at the video. Okay, so the first set of yarns dyed were the ones done in the bucket. Now there is 4 hanks of 50 gram 50/50 cotton. Okay, so each of these, yeah, 50 grams of 50/50 cotton. Oh, my brain. Okay. Now this dye was actually left over from our Sabriana Melodew's a video that was on earlier on in the month. I'll pop a link up here. Now this was my first attempt at getting the colourway that I hoped she wanted, but when I took it out I didn't feel confident with it, and that's why I did it again. And she got something completely different. Okay, so these are quite simple, they're quite plain, quite simple. Okay, and this is what they look like. Of course I will pop a photograph up in a little bit for you so that you can see them properly. So let's just undo one of them. Now this is why I wasn't too sure, because we got bits of colour here and bits of colour there on the hanks on the lighter end, and it's bits of light and bits of dark, so that's why I was unsure on this one. And of course it's for our cheeky Sabriana, and I know she has a certain project in mind, so she's now got her yarn, but knowing my luck she might actually go, actually I prefer that one, Gil, but I didn't give her a choice. Should have really. Oops. Then the next one up was the one that I did in the pot that I've nicknamed Lobster Pot, I believe, and that is this one here. It's a little bit darker than what it's showing on screen, but the photograph itself is quite the colours in the photograph are very true. And this one is 100 grams of the 100% cotton, okay, which is the DK weight. And the next one up that really, while I was doing it, I did have a lot of fun doing, but it was freaking me out quite a bit because there wasn't really any major control in it at all, which are the two that were done in the baking tray. Now, did you spot it during the photograph section? Did you? Please tell me you did. One of them had a heart on it and the other one looks like the Joker. That's all I can say. That's my attempt at drawing the Joker. It wasn't intentional, and it wasn't until I spotted it on the video. I'm like, there's green hair, there's eyes, there's a smile. It's the Joker. If you didn't spot it, don't worry, I will put a link in the description box down below, a little timestamp that will take you through to the section where you can see it, and the Joker is the one that's on the right hand side. I really should have Eleanor written on these. Right, so let's show you what this turned out like. I'm actually quite shocked, and which is easy for me at the moment. Right, so let me see. We'll start off with this top end here, which is the green. It then comes down and we do have a speckling, some speckles there. Then we've got some blues. Oh, I don't know which one I'm turning. There we go, some blue speckling there. Then we come down a bit further, it's pinks and purples running through with some blue, and if you spot there's a bit of yellow speckling. I didn't put yellow in, that's just where the colour, that was the grey I believe I used. Yeah, so there's lots and lots, there's a couple of bits there of speckling as well. It comes down, lots and lots of more speckling, and then down into that green. So that's hank number one. I don't know which one's which, as in I don't know which one was the Joker. Okay, and then this one has done a very similar. It starts off with green, it comes down into the mix and match. There's a big chunk of dotty goodness up this up here. Okay, and then it comes across and into the green. Right, so that is it for the hanks. I will now pop up some photographs, but before I do, I'm going to say my goodbyes. If you like the look of any of the yarns that I've shown you today, please remember they are up for first dibs and first grabs. So always check the description box down below to see if they're still in, if I've still got them. If there's nothing mentioned on there about them being sold, then find me off an email telling me which ones you would like to receive, and then I'll tell you how much you're going to cost and how much the postage is. You can, of course, back out if the postage is too high or you don't like the price I quote. Nothing wrong with that. Right, so I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really, really soon. So please remember to stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Bye-bye, everybody. Now it's time for the photos, and you've got 2 minutes to say your goodbyes. Ta-ra, everyone.